Amid the ongoing war in Sudan between the Sudanese Armed Forces and the Rapid Support Forces, the Sudanese Armed Forces leader General Yasser al-Attah has dared Kenyan President William Ruto to take the Kenyan Defence Forces to a fight with his troops. This being a clear escalation of animosity that has been simmering between the two figures for months, General Yasser al-Attah has mocked William Ruto and told him not to tag along East African forces who have been conducting a joint operation in the troubled Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, but rather to only deploy the Kenyan army to Sudan for it to face the Sudanese army if indeed he is in support of the Sudanese army's enemies. The general's faction in this Sudanese war has on numerous occasions accused the Kenyan president of funding the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, which has been battling the Sudanese armed forces for the control of Khartoum since the collapse of the Sudanese transitional government. The RSF is headed by Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, and General Yasser has been accusing President William Ruto, who has been condemning both sides involved in this war, of being a close ally of Dagalo. In this video, which was released on the internet on July 23, 2023, General Yasser is heard saying that, "The state that supports the RSF and the mercenaries like you with money, must also bring its army. Leave the East African forces and come with your army to intervene. And we are waiting for you." Soon after the war broke out, the Sudan Armed Forces rejected William Ruto as the mediator of the conflict after he was appointed by Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD. Instead, the SAF called for the South Sudanese President Salva Kiir to head the mediation team. In this address, the general also protested the presence of an East African force tasked with protecting civilians and aid workers in Khartoum as the war drags on, saying that it is working in the interest of the Rapid Support Forces. He also pointed fingers at an unnamed Gulf country, probably Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates or Qatar, saying that the country has been unfair to the Sudanese military. On why he was rejecting foreign influence, General al-Attah said that the Sudanese army's ultimate goal is to preserve a united Sudan that is free from the Janjaweed menace. He stressed that they do not aspire to govern, but instead, the political forces within Sudan have to reach an agreement and govern the country. That, Sudan is not a game of every unscrupulous politician, profiteer and mercenary, whether local or foreign. These strong sentiments come days after Russia's Wagner mercenaries leader Prigozhin Yevgeny announcing while in exile in Belarus that the mercenaries will be heading to an unspecified African country for a special operation. This was after they were dismissed from fighting alongside Russian forces in Ukraine in the aftermath of their armed mutiny in Russia's Rostov city. To counter the Rapid Support Forces, the Sudanese army has deployed infantry forces in Khartoum to launch ground operations against the militiamen. The military has also established training camps for volunteers in northern, eastern and central Sudan states. Do you support the Sudanese army's demand for foreign powers to leave the people of Sudan to solve their own problems without interference by profiteers? Let us know your thoughts on this in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe before leaving.